and hear it right there. Rockets flew over the head of NBC News reporter Richard Engel and his team today as they reported from southern Israel. Earlier today, Hamas warned that there would be airstrikes, telling residents there to evacuate.
Engel took cover in a bunker in a nearby fortified hospital. Most of these rockets were intercepted by the Iron Dome defense system. Engel explains how it works.
Now, if you go up into the sky, you can still see a lot of the smoke trails, and you'll see these little circles. Those little circles are where the Iron Dome interception system has exploded. So the way the Iron Dome works is as the rockets come in, and I very much suspect that there will be more of them soon, the Iron Dome system deploys and in midair destroys the rockets.
Engel says that it sounded like at least one rocket fired by Hamas made it through the defense system.
Meanwhile, Israel says the border with Gaza is now secure. The bodies of about 1,500 militants have been found. NBC's Kelly Kobiea has more now from a hospital in Tel Aviv.
Well, we are in a hospital lobby, the largest hospital in all of Israel here in central Tel Aviv, and this has been turned into a blood donation center. They were adding beds as we arrived. That's how large the outpouring is to donate blood. In fact, there's a line all the way down the hospital corridor of people waiting to donate. On the ground in Israel, the Israeli Defense Forces say they are amassing troops on the border with Gaza. They are continuing this counteroffensive in the air, some 200 strikes on Islamic Jihad and Hamas positions inside Gaza. They say they hit 2 mosques, one of which they say was a command center, the other a place where weapons were being stored. But for civilians in Gaza, the situation is increasingly dire. The United Nations says 187,000 people are now displaced. The vast majority of them are being cared for in shelters. There are nearly 800 dead now, among them more than 100 children. There are images of children being pulled out of the rubble of buildings by rescue workers and put into ambulances. And the UN also says that the hospitals are just barely functioning now, that they're running very low on medicine and on fuel used to power the generators to keep those hospitals running.
That was NBC's Kelly Kobiea reporting from Tel Aviv today. Stay tuned tonight for NBC Nightly News. Lester Holt and his team are on the ground in Israel for tonight's broadcast. Today, he and his team took cover several times as the sirens blared there, and that is part of everyday life right now in Israel. Tonight, Lester takes us inside a hospital treating Israeli wounded and speaks with an American man who heard his mother's abduction while on the phone.